Start that over. Okay, we're working on quadratics next. We've got standard form. I'm sure you've seen it before. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We also have factored form, which is y equals k times x minus m times x minus n. In that case, a in standard form and k in factored form are both the same number, which is the leading coefficient. You can write every graph in factored form and also in standard form, just like different units. You can measure a distance in centimeters or you can measure it in inches. So it's just two different ways. The m and the n are your x-intercepts. Remember, x-intercepts is where the graph crosses the x-axis, where y is equal to 0. All right, if we want to find the y-intercept, we will put x equals 0 in and substitute that into the equation and simplify for y. And when you simplify, that means order of operations, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, then adding and subtracting. You're not undoing, you're just simplifying. You're just doing exactly what it says to do. You will also need to find the vertex. Since this is a quadratic, the graph should look like a U. So the vertex is your minimum or your maximum, depending upon which way it opens. To find that, you will take your x-intercepts and average them. You will take your x-intercepts and average. Average means to add them together and divide by 2. At that point, you will have an x value other than 0 that you will substitute into the equation and again simplify. All right, so here we have the factored form of an equation of a quadratic, and we have to find our three things. First thing is the x-intercept. It is x minus m and x minus n, so it's always the opposite numbers. So the x-intercepts are a negative 3 or a positive 1. Negative 3 or a positive 1. Just the opposites and you're done. The y-intercept. You put 0 where x is. You rewrite the original and just put 0 instead of x. So 0 plus 3, 0 minus 1. And simplify according to the order of operations. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 minus 1 is a negative 1. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. So the y-intercept is at a negative 3. For the vertex, we are going to average your x-intercepts. You've got 2 of them, so negative 3 plus 1 divided by 2. Don't be a mathematical hero. Use your calculator if you have problems with negative numbers. Make sure you hit enter after you add. So negative 3 plus 1 is a negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is a negative 1. So the x value for the vertex is a negative 1. But you still need to find the y value for the vertex. So we do exactly like we did with the x-intercept. Where the x is, you just write negative 1. So negative 1 plus 3 and negative 1 minus 1. Parentheses first, negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Negative 1 minus 1 is a negative 2. 2 times a negative 2 is a negative 4. So we have -1, comma, -4.